Introduce to you to my left. He just finished as time goes by. Let's give him a big round of applause. Paul Weldon. Thank
you. Now, carrying along in the movie theme, there's another one that's very well known, and we'll see if you remember this one. That song? Can anybody tell me what that's called? Over the Rainbow, yes. And what film was that in? That's Wizard of, what was it, Oz? Wizard of Oz, yes. And I remember Judy Garland was the one that starred in that. Did you know that originally they wanted to have Shirley Temple play that part? I can't imagine it was Shirley Temple in it. Judy Garland was so right for it. And also, that particular song wasn't included in the first couple of edits of the movie itself. It only showed up later on. So it might not even have been in the movie if it had been cut out earlier, and we wouldn't have had the pleasure of that song. That's one of the best known songs all around the world. People know that. There's another song also from that movie, which you might recognize. I'll play a little bit of it, and you'll see if you recognize it. Anybody recognize that song? That was called If I Only Had a Brain. Brain. And who sang that? The Scarecrow sang that one. And there was also the lion, the Cowardly Lion, that needed courage. And the Tin Man needed a heart. That was one of my favorite films, too. And that's still around. I've got that on videotape, so I play it maybe every 2 weeks, just because it's such a fun sort of a thing. There's another musical called Oklahoma, which has a very nice song in it that my dad used to like to play and used to like to sing. And it goes like this. What a beautiful morning. And there's another song on that in that movie called, I forget what it's called, but it's about chicks and geese and ducks better scurry. It's about a Surrey. Okay, and it sounds like a... Surrey with the friends in the... Surrey with the friends on top. There's another movie song that's similar to about the same tempo, and this was called Singing in the Rain with Gene Kelly. That was a very famous, and still I think it's ranked number 5 or 6 in the top 100 films of the century, I guess it is. do a little research into that movie, and there were some interesting things about it. Gene Kelly was the dancer, and he did this dance where he's dancing around in the rain and spilling down, and they had to add milk to it, apparently, to make it more visible in the cameras. All those little things behind the scene things. And Debbie Reynolds, do you remember Debbie Reynolds? She played the part in it of the person that was dubbing this woman that had a terrible voice because she was a silent film star, and she had suddenly, her voice was terrible. They actually had Judy Holliday in mind when they did that. Not Judy, no. Yeah, Judy Holliday from Born Yesterday. But she was busy, so they got somebody else. But they actually dubbed in some tap dancing. I didn't know they would do that. But Gene Kelly was such a perfectionist that he went over and overdubbed the tap dancing routine so they sound better. It's amazing what goes on that you don't know about in these movies. Anyway, there's another movie called Breakfast at Tiffany's, and that had a girl called Audrey Hepburn, one of her early roles. And there's a beautiful song in that I'm sure you'll recognize. Not as well known as the other ones, but it's from a movie called Gone with the Wind. Remember that one? Yeah. And this was called Tara's theme, because Tara was the home that she lived in.
Oh, yeah.
And that's called Tara's theme. It's not as well known as some of the other ones, but it's a beautiful melody, I think. And it's a memorable movie, too. There's still people watching it these days. Okay, there's another one. See if you recognize this one. Lara's theme from Gone with the Wind. It should actually be played on a balalaika, which is like a Russian guitar, but I don't have one with me today. We'll have to improvise. I like to play a sort of a melody of some songs that you'll probably recognize. They're a little older songs. I had a friend who was 108 years old, a good friend of my mother's. She just passed away recently, but I used to go down and play for her at her retirement home, and these are some of the songs that she loved to hear. So I'd like to play a few of them. They're kind of a medley of them because they all kind of fit together. few songs in there from, I think it was Daisy, Daisy, After the Ball, Casey Wood Walsh with the Strawberry Blonde, East Side, West Side. Yeah, they're all fun songs. Remember, if there's something you'd like to hear, let me know and I'll see if I can play it for you, you know. Sometimes you hear songs and they remind you of other songs, as you know. Anyway, we'll just keep playing along here. There's another song that you might recognize that's kind of a favorite. The first one was called Bye Bye Blackbird, and the other one was called I'd Like to Get You on a Slow Boat to China. Okay, let's continue on.
I'd like to get you on a slow boat to China.
That's right. That was a fun one. And there's a few songs from the Second World War, I guess, that were made famous. This one was made famous by Vera Lynn. And there's another song that I was going to play. A couple of songs from the 30s, I guess, when things were a bit in the 20s, when things were a little bit tight financially. People wanted to believe that things were better off. They needed things to lift them up a bit, get their spirits high. So there's a couple of them here. From that same era, I think you recognize. That's a good one too. Okay. I'll just keep playing if you don't have any requests. There's another nice song, and I think you recognize it. And there's a whole ton of songs that I just keep coming out of my head. I'll think of one. One of mine too. Well, I'll play a couple more songs and then I think we'll let you get on your way. Let me find one that is good that I like. Oh yeah, there's a nice song. Have a little memory of today. You don't mind? Been a wonderful audience. I've enjoyed so much playing for you. I hope to come back again.